All present except for Commissioner Care, who has an excused absence.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda. Support.
Corcoran?
Yes.
Mildred?
Yes.
Seymour?
Yes.
Berto? I have one amendment, Madam Mayor, and it will be item N1. Discuss and consider authorization to apply for a neighborhood enhancement program, NEP grant, and authorize the Mayor Burchell to sign the same.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as amended. Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item E, review and take on file one statement of revenue expenditures and cash investments and multiple.
Thank you. So tonight I'm reporting on the financials for the month of October. So the revenue and expenditure report at the end of October, we're approximately 34% through our fiscal year. And so the majority of our larger funds, or major funds, are in line with the benchmark. And I noted a few that have some margin variations that I wanted to note. In the general fund, our revenues and expenses are about 3%. With a large amount of budget for the downtown square project. We just started incurring some engineering expenses on that project, and the majority of those expenses will incur in the spring and summer. In the major street fund, the revenues and expenditures are at about 20%. We have a large amount budgeted for street projects in our major street fund, and so these are currently going through the planning process in the spring, summer construction. The 2015 street bond debt service fund expenditures are at 6%. The majority of the budget is the annual principal payment on that bond in January. Number 4, the civic center fund expenditures are at 20%. That's very little activity so far this fiscal year. As we know, tear down of the whole facility and the construction of the dome now that make activity that started it. And number 5 is the sewer fund expenditures at 22%. We do have a large amount budget for sewer main maintenance, which was identified in our contract report. Before that, this fiscal year. Any questions on the revenue expenditure report? If not, we'll go to the cash investment summary report, and that was included in the agenda packet as well. So the activity for the month of October, sorted by fund. A few notable items. First, the general fund, equipment, water, and sewer fund. We transferred some funds to out of operating cash and into the investment account, especially class. And just a slow slide on the equipment operating funds are held in the pool account, the general fund. But we want to use a cash account from the equipment fund to investments and moving over to investments that is held on now more of a formality. But the Michigan class investments are earning 4% higher interest than our fund at Double Bank on the month of October. So I take advantage of the opportunity there. Number 2, the water and sewer bond redemption in the reserve account. The account balance increases to our annual quarterly required bond transfers on those bonds. And number 3, the police and fire retirement fund. That account balance increases to an additional transfer into our MERS account, $150,000. So those funds were available from last year. Also, the annual required contribution of MERS. Additional dollars over there. Those come from the village, so it's by military flag. So specific for that. There's any questions on the cash investment summary report?
Make a motion that we use the consolidated one for resolution 17.
Support.
Motion by Commissioner Whitmer, second by Commissioner Wilson. Any other questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And then on to item F, approval of the monthly check register report.
Thank you. And the check register report for October, was included in the packet. Any questions? Motion to approve the register report.
Motion by Commissioner Wilson, second by Commissioner Whitmer. Any other questions? Roll call vote, please.
Mildred,
Yes.
Seymour,
Yes.
Corcoran,
Yes.
Hertel.
Yes. Item G, further conditions to address the commission on the policy development. One, further conditions to address the commission on items not on the agenda. Item I, under old business, discuss and consider hiring an engineering consulting firm for the development of the preliminary engineering report for pump station and water.
Thank you. Just to bring you up to date on the process here, we did go out for proposals. We did a RFP, or request for proposal process, where we went out and invited firms to submit their proposals back to us to review. We did receive 5 proposals from different engineering firms to do the work for us. We put together a review team internally. We had 5 staff members, and the mayor participated in that review process also. To review the proposals. So we did review the 5 proposals, and we boiled it down to 2 of the firms that we felt had the horsepower for a project of this magnitude. So with those 2 firms, we then invited them in for interviews. So we went through an interview process with them, with the whole team, interviewed both firms, and then making a recommendation to you tonight based upon that process. And again, the 2 firms that I'll say boiled to the top, were firms of fairly good size. I think they have employees ranging from 400 to 800 employees. They have specialized departments in water quality, water distribution, design, and evaluation. So they have individuals that's what they do. They specialize in this type of work. So the 2 firms that we had interviewed were SEH, Short Elliott, Hendrickson out of Minneapolis, and then Strand out of Wisconsin. And again, both quality firms. Tough decision to go bring to you, but we did boil it down and made a recommendation, or making a recommendation, to retain the services of Short Elliott and Hendrickson to do this work on behalf of the city. Both firms did also partner with Coleman Engineering. Coleman is going to be doing the grant, I'll say the USDA Rural Development Funding preliminary applications on their behalf. So that's part of the requirement in this process. Again, one firm is from Minnesota, one firm is Wisconsin, and they partnered with Coleman, who has the expertise with the funding agencies in Michigan. So a really nice combination of efforts there to make this happen and provide a really some strong recommendations for the commission to consider going forward. So again, this is what they're required to do is essentially a feasibility report, preliminary engineering study, to bring options, alternatives, look at all those, and bring those back to the commission on not only filtration but also the pump station. We talked about at some point needing to bring the pump station, up to code, if you will. Up to code is not the right word. It's up to code. Up to today's standards, if you will. The pump station was built back 80, 90 years ago, and some of the same pumps are still in there. They're still working, but we're having a hard time finding replacement parts, and it's just time to at least consider what it would take to upgrade that whole pump station, and also consider the filtration aspect too. So that's what will be presented back to you. We did look at, part of it was again looking at qualifications. We did that, and then we went back and looked at the cost of what this would cost to prepare this report. And again, the cost varied from roughly $38,000 up to $100,000 for a wide variety of ranges. SEH was right kind of in the middle with a $45,000 proposal. And that proposal also included doing a pilot study. That's an important part of this process. So what they do, they bring out a mini water filtration plant that's enclosed in their trailer, and they actually run the water through their different media and look at this to give a really solid recommendation on what type of filtration to consider. That's one of the options that we're going to look at, as well as other options, to try to address the manganese and iron issues. They'll actually run it through this pilot plant, and then we'll look at the results and give some really educated recommendations to the commission on what type of plant to go forward with, if that's the direction we go, and what type of filtration media it would take to effectively remove the iron and manganese from water. So with that, that's our recommendation, is to retain the services of Short, Elliott, Hendrickson for this project. And, get things going, I guess.
I would like to make a motion to follow our team's recommendation and award the contract.
Motion by Mr. Williams, second by Mr. Court, to award the contract. Any other questions, comments?
When would they do this?
We talked with them. They're looking to start probably within a couple weeks. They'll get their team together, and then we'll have a kickoff meeting and get this rolling.
Roll call vote, please.
Demo,
Yes.
Corcoran,
Yes.
Mildred,
Yes.
Virtual.
Item J, discussion consider approval to hire to provide value-added input during the development report for the water pump station and filtration improvement.
Thank you. We talked about this off and on over the last few months. Again, Mr. Knock is actually a professor at Virginia Tech, but he does consulting on the side. So we've been talking to him about the iron and manganese, and again, his expertise is in the water quality part of it, the water chemistry, media design, that type of thing. So it's really a value-added addition. So we have our consultant, SEH, who is also an expert in this area, and they'll be having another expert weigh in with them as they talk about recommendations, alternatives to look at, that type of thing. So we have been conversing with Mr. Knock via email, and I think it would be a good addition to this process to really have another set of eyes looking at it, someone that's expert in water quality. And Mr. Knock does focus on iron and manganese removal, so he's done a lot of this. He doesn't design the plants and that type of thing, but he does look at the water chemistry, and that's a critical part to make sure that whatever we're moving forward with, will work. And you can also have input on, also looking at alternatives. What are the alternatives out there that we should consider, take a look at? Obviously, filtration is one. We're going to look at whatever else is out there and bring those options back to the commission in a final report. Our recommendation is to hire Mr. Knock. He does have a fee of $250 an hour, so again, we want to make sure he uses time wisely, and he'll bring, I think, a real value-added approach to our this process.
So a number of people have mentioned Dr. Mark Edward at Virginia Tech.
Right.
He would do consulting for free. Can you tell us any?
Yeah, I don't think it actually works that way. We talked to Mr. Edwards and Mr. Knock. They actually work together. Mr. Edwards is I'll call it an expert in lead and copper removal, and Mr. Knock is iron and manganese, so they're kind of counterparts over there. So we have talked with them. They'll do some general things for us, and we've had conversations with both these gentlemen over the last few months. But again, this work isn't free, and Virginia Tech doesn't just do this for everybody. These two actually do it as experts, as consultants separately from Virginia Tech. So there isn't a free option out there for us, other than, so they've been very good to work with and give us some feedback on things. But something of this magnitude is a considerable amount of their time and effort. And again, this is not, what you would expect is that they would be compensated for some of their expertise and input during this project.
Do you feel like this ability to hire Mr. Knox be a limited number of hours?
We're going to have to really work through this. Again, we're going to have a kickoff meeting probably in 2 weeks. Mr. Knox will hopefully be part of that. And we'll go through his role, where he can have value added. A lot of it nowadays can be done over, the computer, systems. And so I think we can have some dialogue that way. Utilize his services where he can have his best input. A lot of that will be in the water quality part of it, probably the pilot study results, that type of thing. So we don't really have a basis of exactly the number of hours it's going to take. We're going to get a better handle from him what that might be, and try to fine tune that so it's it's cost effective and also productive for him also. So we really don't have a, 10 hours, 50 hours, but we're going to manage his time with him. He's, obviously wants to do the same thing to keep the cost down, but still get, some good results and give him the time he needs to analyze really that, chemistry data of the water and that type of thing. So I don't have a number of hours that I can feel comfortable. I think what's going to be.
I would like to. We're lucky to have people like this available to us, and as decided item J, including the use of Mr. Not.
Motion by Mr. Miller, second by Commissioner Corbett, to approve the hiring of the Mark 6792.
Yeah, in this respect, if you'll know where it is in going back and forth, you'll know where it is, what it's like to start. So, if I would just hope that this keeps it at that.
Sure.
If 8 hours is sufficient, over the first, but if it turns into something more, just keep it.
Absolutely.
Roll call vote, please.
Corcoran.
Yes.
Mildred.
Yes.
Seymour.
Yes.
Virgil.
Moving on to new business, item K. Discussion consider request from the Irwd County Fair, Scientific Fair, for a special event water race for the 2019-2020 Snowmobile Olympics to be held at the Irwd County Fairgrounds on February 28th of this year, and again, in Boulder State.
Thank you. The City Commission does have a policy on special event water rates, and for these type of events where they bring people to the area, these proposals have to come back to you each year, and the Snowmobile Olympics has been, going for a number of years now, and they come in requesting this. It basically gives them a break of about half the cost of the water, which allows them to do what they need to do with all volunteer-based and keeps their costs where they can manage it. So, and the Commission has approved these in the past.
Like a great idea, I would motion to approve the request. I did have one question. I know with Rochester, we have, use the water down in the water. So is there anything that requires help you with this installation or, I don't know.
Thank you. Just to add on that, yeah, that's been some discussion here over the last month or so, trying to figure out how best to handle that. Our Public Works is working with the volunteer group down there, and they take water out of a hydrant down there, and they've actually have put on a restrictor. Is that the right term, Bob? It's throttle where they can't unthrottle it. I'll put it that way. So it's going to limit the amount of water they can pull at any one time. Should reduce the disturbance, to the water system. Now with that, once they get a date set when they're going to start watering, we're also going to do a proactive notice publicly to make people aware of it, when that's going to start, and that type of thing.
Support.
Motion by Commissioner Corbett, second by Commissioner Miller, to approve the request, Any other questions? Roll call vote, please.
Mildred.
Yes.
Seymour.
Yes.
Corcoran. Virgil.
And, discussion consider authorizing bid for sewer televising camera.
Sewer department in need to replace their push camera for the smaller level. Camera, what they call it, the crawler, for the larger main. It's all for televised. But the larger crawler. We need to get a grant. So that's why it's on that.
And Bob, the grant is through our insurance agency, and I think it's for 50% of the cost up to a certain dollar amount, so there could be some grant funding to help offset the cost.
No, total, but the two cameras combined, 40,000 or less, and the grant will cover 20,000. This will be our third push camera in the year. We go all that a lot.
Motion by Commissioner Green, seconded by Commissioner Wilson. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And, discussion consider approving advertisement for bids for two one-ton 4x4 trucks to be used in the Department of Public Works, replacing a 2003 Ford pickup vehicle number 34 and a 1994 Dodge pickup truck vehicle number 20.
That's correct. We're looking for your approval to go ahead and, get over to, one-ton 4x4 trucks on the sewer, on the W. Two trucks that they will be replacing, number 26 and 32, we will not be, put on sale yet.
I'll make a motion to approve the advertisement for bids for the use of the item.
Support.
Motion by Commissioner Perkins, seconded by Commissioner Wilson. To approve the advertisement for the public department of questions.
This will renew trucks last 20 and 25 years.
No.
Wait, we don't put that.
Yeah, I know, we left off on that, but, no, in reality, we put somebody, 50 miles on, that's the full one. And, of course, the next one will be on. But they get it on.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item 10, discussion consider declaring surplus Department of Public Works vehicle number 34 and number 26.
Okay, that will be going to the surplus as soon as the new trucks come in. So, we consider us to put on surplus.
Would we be, previous audience for the bid on that?
Yes, when we get closer to, when we have these two trucks will not come in until June. Yes.
Make a motion to declare the vehicle surplus.
Support.
Motion by Commissioner Green, seconded by Commissioner Perkins, to declare the vehicle surplus. As described in item 10, do we need to pass that state caveat?
The date, no, we'll just, when they come in, then that'll, we'll go ahead and put them on the box.
Any other questions? Roll call vote, please.
Zemo?
Yes.
Corcoran? Mildred? Birchall?
Item N1, discussion consider authorization to apply for the neighborhood investment program.
Thank you. So we have been involved in this program previously, but in the past we haven't been allowed to use the grant applicant. Last year we partnered with the Irwd Range Health Foundation. The same program that we did the Curry Neighborhood Trail with. This year they have more housing requirements, so it's a little bit more housing focused. So this year we are able to apply it. They changed, and the max amount is for $30,000. So what we're proposing to do is to do a project that's focused on Douglas Boulevard, that neighborhood around there. So towards the entryway to the north end of the downtown. And this would provide funding for probably 2 houses in terms of facade improvements for those homes. We are suggesting a $1,000 match for the application. The match is not required for the project. However, it will help scoring if we do provide some level of match for the project. And that's about where we're at.
I'd like to make the motion. Authorize the application to the neighborhood investment grant.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, seconded by Commissioner Freeman. The application for the neighborhood investment program is described as item 1. Question, you have a note about the local match to include that up to $1,000 local match?
Included.
That item approved $2,000. Any other questions? All in favor?
No, roll call.
Roll call.
Yep. Corcoran?
Yes.
Mildred?
Yes.
Semo?
Yes.
Birchall?
And all members appointed. I would recommend appointing Irwd to the Colorado City Center Board of Directors for a term, at a probably facing, one, with a term expiring on October 31 of 2020. And I would recommend reappointing Amber Hickman to the County Library Board of Trustees for the 5-year term expiring December 31, 2025. Motion by Commissioner Seymour, second by Commissioner Perkins, to the appointment. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Thanks. Just a few items to touch on. Then we have a couple of busy weekends coming up with Thanksgiving weekend, and just want to make everybody aware that city offices are closed Thursday and Friday this week for that holiday. And then the following weekend is First Friday, so we're already in the first week of December. So again, Friday will be busy with First Friday's activities downtown. And Saturday of that same week, Saturday, December 7th, is the Jack Frost Festival Up Lake Parade, along with a number of other events, the Santa Dash, that's going to be downtown, so that wants to walk or run in a Santa outfit. Definitely join. The more Santas, the better, I think, right? So make sure everybody's aware of that and they come down for those events. I also want to note on a separate item that we did finish our DPW folks, our water folks, had some security cameras installed up on Mount Zion. So security cameras are up and running, my understanding. So security up there. And then there's actually 3 cameras. One of the cameras will also be used to pipe back in information of all things that are going up there, just, as a view, and if a storm is coming in, so I'll just pipe to one of our, I think our Facebook page is the website, so I think it's still working on that. Also, the Civic Center, obviously, the dome is up, and they're using the Civic Center for the ice skating. The hockey and the hockey folks and the ice crystals and open skating is going full steam ahead. So it's nice to see that. Again, temporary dome, so this is up for this season, and then we're also starting to talk with the insurance company about the next step, which is actually the design of a permanent facility out there. So they are working toward that. Hopefully in the next few weeks they'll start engaging us with those discussions so we can have input during that process. And that'll move forward hopefully for a spring, for a winter bidding and spring construction start. So that new building would then be in place for a year from now. I do want to also recognize the Civic Center board. Again, our board's been, as Commissioner Mildred knows, very, very active the last few months with all the activity over there, with, working with the insurance company, working with contractors, getting that building up and running. It seemed like it just happened overnight. Well, again, there's a lot of effort put into getting that facility up and available for this season. And while they were going through all that, they also were hiring a new manager. We had a number of interviews and spending a lot of time getting the manager on board. So Michelle Civila will be the new Civic Center manager, and she will start a week from Monday, so December 2nd. So welcome, Michelle. Go down and say hi to her and see her there, and I think she'll be a really good asset for the Civic Center. We also have the activities coming up. Again, winters are a very busy time of year around here, so the Pro Vintage, ice oval racing, along with the Snowmobile Olympus, is going to be happening in December and January. And then the Sisu ski race will be the 11th year, will be January 11th. So a lot of activities coming up over the next month or so.
If you could, well, first of all, thank you for talking about Civic Center board, for being part. But the current employee,
yes,
the current manager that is on the site, and 35 hour week, things with the work that they were there.
good point. Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you.
As city commissioner, the city, it's really important that people know how hard they they work. Make, you know, everything that can happen, happens. Construction and now people are skating there, and I've also heard that Michelle Phillips is learning ropes and has already driven the Zamboni.
Yep.
So there are a lot of things going on, and everyone be commended because boy, it's just so good.
Right. Definitely a team effort.
Yeah, when it rained out there, and all of that mud was rolling down the road, but the other thing is that the city of Irwd has had rain insurance policy. Could you just comment about
Sure.
what has taken
Thank you.
place and what constitutes that? There might be some uncertainty to people about how this is developed.
Absolutely, yeah, thank you. Again, we've been working with it over the last, 6 months. And again, our insurance company has really stepped up. We have really good insurance. Our insurance is, through the Michigan MMRMA, Michigan Municipal Risk Management Insurance Agency. And again, most communities in Michigan are part of that insurance pool, if you will. So again, everything that's been done out there, the removal of the building, the bringing up of the dome, is all insurance funded, 100%. So there's no direct city funding in that. That's with insurance. They stepped up. And essentially, they wanted to make sure, as we did, that the programs kept on going. They didn't want to see the ice crystals and the hockey programs, kind of go by the wayside because, with the year of not having the facility available. So they stepped up to get that facility up and running. So we didn't lose the programming, so those kids didn't go somewhere else, and all the volunteers that are part of that. So that was really significant. So again, that was all funded through insurance, and going forward with the replacement of the new building, the whole process, the design, the construction, the project management will all be insurance funded, 100%. So I just want to be clear on that. Now, if for some reason Civic Center wants to do something different, there might be a cost that they would have to consider. But insurance will replace everything, as it was. Only it'll be all new and upgraded, if you will. So it's all, again, 100% funded through insurance company. If the Civic Center wants to, add something in addition to it, now's the time to do that. And we'll be talking to them about that if there are things that the Civic Center board is looking at. But again, that would be outside of what's there already. But yeah, 100% funded through insurance.
Now, thank you. Because the Civic Center is funded,
Right.
City residents, everyone needs to know that being fully insured has led to this success. Okay.
Thank you. Good point.
Aye.